fraction.
Welcome to video number 5, multiplying rational numbers. We're going to start this video off with a review of multiplying fractions and decimals. So when we're looking at fractions and mixed numbers, remember we have to change mixed numbers into improper fractions before we can multiply them. So 4 times 1 is 4 plus 3 is 7. And we keep the denominator the same. We do the same one over here. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. So that's 5 halves. And we're multiplying, okay? 7 times 5 is 35, and 4 times 2 is 8. So then we have to simplify. So how many times will 8 go into 35? It'll go in 4 times, and we keep the same denominator. And then we have to figure out how many are left over. Well, 4 times 8 is 32, and 35 minus 32 leaves me with 3, a remainder of 3, right? Next we have our decimals. So remember when we're multiplying with decimals, we just kind of ignore the decimals until the very end. We just multiply like normal. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. Bring down our 0. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 0 is 0. And 1 times 2 is 2. And we have to add these together. 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 1 is 6. 4 plus 0 is 4. And nothing plus 2 is 2. Now this is where we have to deal with those decimal places. Remember, we count how many places are behind the decimal. 1, 2 places. And 1 down here, so that's a total of 3. So 1, 2, 3. So 2.46 is our answer. In this next investigation, you're going to need to be familiar with some concepts. So when we think about negative numbers, in real life context, a lot of times they'll talk about moving to the left or moving in a westward direction. A lot of social studies problems and stuff like that connected to math will talk about moving west. And then time in the past. When we talk about math problems, we're talking about things that happened in the past. We represent those with negative numbers. When you move down a number line in the left direction, you're also moving in a negative direction. So in addition to those negative concepts, or concepts around negative numbers, we also have different concepts around positive numbers. So you may hear people talking about moving right. We think about that in positive terms. To the east, okay, is also represented with positive numbers. Time in the future. So if it hasn't happened yet, we represent that in positive numbers. When we move down the number line to the right, it's also considered the positive direction. You're also going to do some work with patterns in multiplication. So we're going to start this pattern, and you're going to continue it a little bit later on your own in your groups. So 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 2 is 10. You should be seeing some sort of pattern happening here. 5 times 1 is 5, and 5 times 0 is 0. So make sure that you recognize what this pattern is, what's happening here as we go, okay?